Right, so we've got the second phase now, yeah? So I want you to, I'm a different pupil altogether now.
Yep.
I've got a test coming up in about 2.5 weeks' time.
Right.
So I want you to treat me as a pupil at the train level.
Okay.
I've never met you before, but I have had all my lessons in a car exactly the same as this, so I'm familiar with the controls, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, my instructor today, who couldn't make it, he was just running through the different subjects. And he said he's going to look at my judgment of speed and my general road positioning. So for this phase, you can call me Tom.
So even if you don't mention hesitancy, I know it comes with hesitancy, yeah?
Yeah, so if for this phase, so we split the phases up, you can call me Tom, but yeah, don't worry if you get my name wrong, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
So any questions on that?
Nope.
Yeah. So I'll hand over to you then to meet and greet.
Okay, hi Tom. My name's Ifet.
Oh, Ifet, how are you, right?
I'm okay. Your instructor couldn't make it today.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I think it's all playing golf again.
He told me you're about 2.5 weeks away from your test.
I am, yeah, really nervous.
How are you feeling about
Yeah,
that?
really nervous.
Okay. Well, he said he'd cover most of the subjects, but today he wants me to cover judgment of speed, normal road positioning, and hesitancy with you.
Oh, right,
Yeah?
yeah.
So, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel okay, yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions before we get off, really.
Yeah.
Judgment of speed. If you're driving along this road now, what sort of speed would you be travelling at?
Well, it's 30 mile an hour speed limit. Gets a little bit tight there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Probably get about 25 along there.
Yep.
As it opens up, I'll probably go to 30.
Yep. Okay, that's fine. And why would you keep it at that speed limit?
I haven't got much space there, have I? It gets a bit tight, doesn't it?
Yeah. So you'd be driving at a distance you can see to be clear, yeah?
I would be, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And normal road positioning. What is your normal driving position?
Oh, it's about a metre from the curb or the middle of my lane.
Okay.
Whichever's appropriate.
Yep. And if you're going to go right, where would you position yourself?
Well, I don't really have problems with right and left hand turns, so
Okay.
I've done really well there.
Okay. And could you tell me why it's important to be at the middle of your lane and not too close to the white line?
Oh, I could hit vehicles coming towards me, couldn't I?
Yep. And if you're too close to the curb?
Oh, I could hit the curb and mount the curb and kill a pedestrian, couldn't I?
Okay. And let's say you were approaching a roundabout. How do you judge whether it's safe to go or not?
I'll look
Yeah?
early.
Where would you start looking?
As soon as I see the roundabout, try and look early. Look
Yeah.
everywhere.
Okay. And how would you know whether it was safe to go or not? I mean, why do you think it's important to go when it's safe to go at a roundabout?
Oh, so I don't frustrate people behind me or confuse other people in the roundabout.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That sounds all good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go practice it and see how you get on with it, yeah?
Yeah.
So set yourself up.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
So what can you see from your interior mirror?
I can see the top and bottom of the back window. I see a bit of my head restraint and a bit of yours.
Okay, and you're
I
right
see the
down
whole
there?
back window. I see 2 finger widths. So the sky coming in the top, and that door mirror of the car coming in the middle. And same with that one.
Okay, fantastic. So whenever you're ready. So what sort of speed are you going to be travelling at on this road?
I'll get about 10.
Okay, I want you to build up speed to about 15-20 miles on this road. Do you know why it's important to be travelling at the correct speed and not too slow? Just build up your speed now.
Yeah, the car behind was getting a bit close
Yep.
to me, wasn't it?
So I want you to build up your speed and travel at a distance you can see to be clear. So on this road, it's a 30-mile road. I want you to be at least 25.
Roundabout straight up.
Okay, so where are you going to look on approach to this roundabout?
And my mirrors.
Is it safe to go?
Yeah.
Go. Okay, so do you understand why it's important to be travelling at the speed that's correct for the road? We don't want to be driving too slow. Do you know why it's
Yeah, it's
important?
not a target though, is it?
Sorry?
And we're going to turn right. It's not a target, is it?
I'd like you to turn right. If you're driving too slow and you're frustrating people behind you, they may tend to overtake you.
Oh, I don't mind them overtaking me.
Yeah, but if they overtake you, you're forcing them to drive into the path of oncoming traffic, aren't you?
Well, it's their decision, isn't it?
It is their decision, but if you're driving at the correct speed, they wouldn't need to do that, would they?
Mm.
So what sort of speed are you going to be driving at on this road?
I'm not doing 30 along here.
Yeah. And why would you not be doing 30 along here?
I've got much room, have I? If
Yep.
it comes through here, I'll be able to stop, will I?
That's it.
I can see right down to the end now.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to turn left.
And I'd like it to turn left. So what sort of speed are you going to be travelling at on this road? Looking well ahead.
About 25?
Yep. Why are you going to be travelling at 25?
There's a car parked there with not a lot of room. A tight bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Bend. Roundabout left.
And I'd like you to go left at the roundabout. So looking ahead, where are you going to be looking first?
Oh, river.
Is it safe to go?
Oh, yeah.
So if that roundabout was busier and we had cars coming from all directions, how would you know? How would you judge whether it'd be safe to go or not?
Oh, see a gap, I take it.
Yep. And what if there wasn't any gaps? What else would you look for? Have you heard of blockers?
I'll beat the blockers, yeah. Bob takes them on my list.
Blockers as cars that are blocking the traffic on your right from going past, which gives you an opportunity to go past. Have you heard of those?
Yeah, I think Bob's mentioned them a couple of times. He said people help me sometimes.
Yeah, that's what they do. They help you. So what sort of speed are you going to be travelling at on this road? And I'd like you to go straight ahead. Is this roundabout, is it safe to go?
Yeah. The speed limit is 30. I reckon there's enough room here to do 25.
Okay.
20 now, it's getting a bit tired.
Yeah.
He's pulling out. But once he's gone, I could go back up to 25 again.
Yeah. So why is it important to be driving at the correct speed limit?
Oh, so I can stop if, like when he pulled out of there, I could stop, couldn't I?
Yeah. And what if you were driving too slow?
That Audi behind you getting frustrated.
Mm.
He might try and overtake me dangerously.
That's it.
Yeah, very good about it. Yeah, that's not bad. And roundabout left.
And I'd like you to go left at the roundabout. So looking ahead, where are you going to look? Is it safe to go? Is it safe to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so go.
Oh, sorry.
Why is it important to go when it's safe to go?
I'm just making sure it's not. It's better to be safe than sorry, isn't it?
You got to understand, when people behind you have actually looked on their right and there's no cars going past, they're going to assume you've gone. And if they assume you've gone, they're going to come straight into the back of you.
There was nobody behind me there, was there?
They could have been, though. They could have been. So this is why it's really important at roundabouts, if it's safe to go, to proceed.
No.
Because by you stopping, like I said, if someone was coming from behind and the roundabout was a lot bigger, they'd look to the right and they'd carry on going, not thinking that you'd stopped.
Oh, okay.
So what speed are you going to be travelling at on this road?
It's 40 limit, doing 40.
Why is it easy? Why is it important to be doing the correct speed limit?
Got loads of room, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know. Frustrate that car behind.
that's it.
Roundabout right, 360 degrees all the way around.
So where do you look first on approach to the roundabout?
Right.
Is it safe to go? Is there anyone there?
I think it is, yeah. You just look to the right.
It's really important to look all around at a roundabout, to look right ahead, left ahead, right.
Oh,
Do you know why that's important?
just be really nosy, innit?
Because you got to remember, not only are cars coming from your right, they're also coming from your left and ahead as well.
Oh,
And not everyone stops when they're supposed to. Sometimes people have got busy lives going on and they will just carry on going. So if they have started to go, you've got to stop.
so I come to the roundabout.
So on approach to that roundabout, if you look ahead, if you start doing your observations a lot earlier, and you look right ahead, left ahead on approach to
Oh,
it,
look earlier.
you'll know, yeah.
Oh,
So
right.
you'll know if it is safe to go or not, even
Oh.
if there's anyone there. So on the next roundabout, I want you to tell me when you're going to start looking.
Alright, at the roundabout we're going to be turning right.
And at the roundabout, I'd like you to turn right. So when are you going to start doing your observations?
I can see right across there now. See ahead. See to the left.
Yep.
See that silver car coming.
Is it safe to go?
Oh yeah, I got there, yeah.
Yep. And what was he? He was a blocker.
Oh,
So
that's
if
a
there
blocker,
was
right.
traffic coming
Yeah.
to your right, because he's going straight ahead,
Yeah.
he's going to help you
Oh,
go past.
it's not very often you get people to help you, is it?
It is very handy when they do, though. So how do you judge whether you're in the correct road position? How do you know you're not over the white line? How do you judge that?
I just know it.
Oh, okay.
7 months of learning to drive now.
Mhm.
Roundabout left.
And I'd like you to go left at the roundabout. So where are you going to start looking? When are you going to start
Right.
looking?
No, it was not right. Not ahead. Left. Ahead. Okay.
Yep. So I want you to stay towards you. Stay towards me. And straighten up. Now we were a little bit too close to the curb there.
It's a bit all off the road, that steering, wasn't it?
Yeah, that steering was. What I'm going to do is help you along with that a bit later. What I want you to do is, right now I just wanted you to be in the centre of your lane, and it's really important to be in the centre of your lane. I want you to look through your side mirrors.
Right and immediately left.
I'd like you to go right and then immediately left. To check the equal distance of the pavement and the white line to make sure you're in the middle. Now, do you know why it's important not to be too close to the pavement?
No, we hit the pavement on look at the mountain curve and hit pedestrian, didn't it?
Yeah. So we don't want to be too close to that pavement. So it's really important to be in the correct position of the road. And do you remember why it's important not to be too close to the white line as well?
No, you hit an oncoming car, wasn't it?
Yeah. So did you have a reference point with your normal
No, I
driver?
just knew it.
Yeah, okay. So if you have a look ahead, can you see these bits that go slightly darker in the middle of the road here?
They're not very visual
Track.
there, are they?
They're not. So if you look through your side mirrors, just glance through them. So I don't want you to. Yeah. And if you can see the equal distance of,
turn right.
and I'd like you to turn right.
Equal distance of what?
Equal distance of the pavement and the white line on your right hand side, and you know you'll be in the middle of it. So if you can't see the white line, you'll know you're too close to the white line.
Right, see the white line.
Yep.
See the pavement of an equal distance.
Yep. So that could, every so often, if you think you might have just misjudged it, you can have a quick glance.
Oh, right, yeah.
And sometimes, like I said, if you look ahead and you can see this white line here, can you see this bit that goes slightly darker, these track lines? Some of them actually right in the middle of the road. If you drive over those, that could help as well.
Yeah, not very visible on this road though, is
They're not really visible on this road, so that's why it might just be an advantage to sort of look through your side mirrors.
It's not easy to look through those side mirrors though, it makes you wonder a bit, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. So what I want you to do is, when we're on a straight bit of road, without moving your hands, without pointing, I want you to tell me, looking ahead in your front window, where that curb kind of cuts into the centre of the car.
Not the way to look it straight.
Yep. So remember, I don't want you to move your hands and I don't want you to point. Keep your hands in your steering wheel.
End right.
And I'd like you to go right at the end of the road, please. So we're not really in this straight bit road here, but when we find it, it's a bit straight bit.
Yeah.
Yep. So without pointing, where does that pavement sort of cut into the centre of this front window?
Oh yeah, just there.
Yep.
Right there.
So if you every so often sort of glance at that to make sure that it cuts in, that could be like a reference point for you.
Oh right.
So you'll know you're in the correct
And we're
road
going to
position.
turn left.
And I'd like it to turn left. So do you remember why it's important not to be too close to the curb?
Oh, because if I hit it, I can mount the curb and
Yep.
hit a pedestrian, couldn't I?
Yep. And if you're too close to the white line.
I could hit oncoming cars, couldn't I?
So if you do find that it's a little bit of a bit difficult to be looking in your side mirrors, you can always use that reference point,
Oh right. Yeah.
and you'll know you're in the correct road position. So you don't even have to sort of take your hands off the steering wheel. You just quick glance because you're looking ahead anyway.
End right.
And I'd like you to go right at the end of the road. So what I want you to do, Tony, is next time we're going to stop, I want you to have prepared early and select the appropriate gear.
Oh, I did get a gear.
You did get the gear, but because we did it right at the end, if there was someone behind you and it was safe to go, you're taking that little bit longer to move off.
And turning left.
And I'd like you to turn left. So now I want you to select the appropriate gear now. Select
Yeah.
the appropriate gear, yep. Which gear are you going to select? Yep. So now, doing your checks, if it's safe to go, you can go, can't you? So notice that was a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Yep. So if there's someone behind you,
And straight on.
and straight on, if there's someone behind you who's not going to think that you're going to have stopped and you're taking that little bit long, they might have thought you broke down or something, and they might decide to overtake
Oh
you.
right. Yeah.
So it's really important to plan ahead. If you know that you can't see clearly and you're going to be at maybe first gear, to select it a little bit earlier.
Oh right. Yeah, people are so impatient.
They can be impatient, but sometimes people are in such a hurry these days. They don't actually watch to see if you're going to stop or not. They're going to assume you go and just hit you at the back. So if it is safe to go, it's important to just proceed. So if you plan ahead and prepare yourself a lot earlier, you can just go if it's safe to go.
But if they're looking at me, it's they will see that I'm stopping.
The thing is, the people behind you won't though, will they? Because they can't see you, can they? So they won't know why you're taking so long to actually move off.
Yeah, they can't drive through me though, can they?
They can't drive through you, but they can be driving in the path of oncoming traffic, and if
Oh,
there
you
was
mean
someone
overtake
coming,
me?
yeah, overtake you.
Oh, right.
And if
Yeah.
there was someone coming
Turning
from
left?
there, turning left. So I want you to prepare early. Which gear are you going to select? When are you going to select it?
Now.
Yep. Yep. So notice that was a lot quicker and smoother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't want the people behind you to try and overtake you, because if there was someone about to turn right, they would go straight into them, wouldn't they?
All right. And left.
And I'd like you to go left at the end of the road.
And roundabout straight on.
And I'd like you to go straight at the roundabout. So where are you going to be looking?
Oh, everywhere.
So you're doing really well, Tony. Are you feeling more confident towards your test?
Yeah, yeah.
So do you remember why it's important to make sure that if it's safe to go, to go?
Yeah, so don't frustrate people.
Yeah. And by causing them to be frustrated, what could the dangers of that be?
And they might do something stupid like try and overtake me dangerously.
That's it.
And the next turning to the right.
And I'd like you to take the next turn into the right,
And if
please.
you get me to drive forward into the parking bay on the second, a lot of parking bays.
Yep. So I'd like you to go right and then past this parking bay. If you could park on the next, go a bit forward and park on the next parking bays. Let's start over here. So So I'm really pleased with that. I think you did really well.
We're going to pass.
You definitely will. If you remember why it's important to drive at the correct speed for the road and driving at the right position of the road, because do you remember the dangers of driving too close to the curb?
Yeah, I get the curb, and I suppose I could mount the curb brake and get pushed back into the opposite side of the road, couldn't I?
That's it, and equally if you drove too close to the white line.
Get hit by the oncoming cars, couldn't
Yep, so what would you use as a reference point or a sort of a general guideline to make sure you're in the correct position? How did those mirrors work out for you?
Yeah, it's a little bit apprehensive to begin with, but then when I got the reference point and I made the two together, I couldn't see what you were talking about with the lines on the road, because...
Oh yeah, because obviously, I mean, occasionally you might get ones, the more you drive, you'll see more darker track lines, but if they don't work for you equally, the reference point in the side.
Would it help if I look further ahead?
Further ahead, yeah, definitely. If you look well ahead, and you can kind of might be able to see where you're sort of positioned as well.
Yeah, because I noticed I was at a party last night, and the room was full of people, but I looked straight at the door over there and I didn't trip over anybody.
Okay, well there you go then. So if you look
okay,
ahead,
stop there. Right, everyone. How do you feel happening?
I just want to scream bloody murder, mate. I'm glad it's over.
How do you feel?
Just don't go there.
Sorry?
I've never chatted so much jogging in all my life.
Sorry?
I said I've never chatted so much jogging in all my life.
How do you feel it with?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I've just bearing in mind I've never done a PST 10, so according to that, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Right, please tell you passed.
Oh well, really?
Both phases, yeah? Yeah, it was a 4 and a 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just run through the first phase with you. You were a little bit confused at the first phase, weren't you?
Do you know what? I honestly, I had never ever done phase on me.
Yeah, but think about the... I asked you to cover crossing the path.
I have to say, the reason why I hate that phase is because it's all these subjects mixed into one. I do really get confused in which subject comes which one.
I wasn't asked you to talk about...
clearance.
I wasn't asked you to talk about...
But I thought crossing the path sort of did include sort of markers and all of that as well, because technically they are crossing the path, aren't they?
No, the crossing the path is my judgment of when to turn right